I think the big thing to look for is puck ban, more than likely, as both Sev and Sickboy, the respective mids. Yeah, there it is. They both love that hero. And then Pango ban, which is like not really a picked hero, is probably Sev's best
No,
hero.
that's a
I would
targeted ban
say.
for Sev, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. As is the Arc Warden.
It's always so interesting watching like meta develop for wide MMR ranges like this because there's heroes picked and banned like that are just abnormal. I mean, I
Yeah,
would say like Lone Druid in first phase is kind of weird too, even though some teams do play it.
it's just one of those things where I think comfort and targeted bans are more important in a league like this because if they have like a mid player that is much higher MR than the rest of the team, you can just ban out, his favorite hero pool and give yourself a pretty significant advantage there because you're not going to be as scared of, the lower MMR players. But sometimes there are heroes that just, I mean, they do have to ban some meta heroes. Like we'll see the Puck ban, the Pit Lord, and stuff like that, and Tiny.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's extreme comfort, and I think, especially in wide leagues like this that have a wide MMR variance between players, heroes that can punish with buildings are extremely effective. So Lone Druid, I think, has more value than you might see in a typical pro game because of the increased map control you get from towers.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to choke them out, or you get more space. One of those two. So I think this will more than likely be a 5 disruptor, despite what we normally see it being played as a 4. And we probably see the 4 line. Yeah, I was gonna say line or Spirit Breaker.
Spirit Breaker
For
really.
well, a lot of times their offlaner, Mr. Clean, like he's just like his most comfortable hero is Darkseer.
Is Darkseer being played right now? I don't know. I haven't played in a bit, but
Mind Control played it a bunch in the minor.
That's true. Wasn't always necessarily, at least the game that I watched, he didn't necessarily even pick with melee cores. They were like abusing Surge against Doom, which worked quite well. You just wait till the guy gets doomed and then you Surge him and he lives, pretty much. So
that makes sense.
it was quite effective there. But past that, it was kind of mediocre, I guess. Lich is really good support right now, definitely. Just kind of good at everything. High damage, hasn't been nerfed too much. Ulti is good at shrine fights.
I like the Lich.
It's the support duo on Radiance, like the tried and true that we see a lot in this league. They're more or less low MMR friendly heroes. They're not like the highest skill intensive, and they do their job no matter how farmed they are, which I think is the big thing. So and I think that's the big difference between the Radiant and the Dire supports, where Dire has, I'd say their supports are similar in MMR, but they have like much higher or much harder to execute heroes. So that'll be definitely something to keep an eye on.
And there's definitely more room for error.
And like Lich and Jakiro are just such good lane dominators too. Feels like that aspect alone should be a lot stronger. But in terms of ganking, Lion and Disruptor are going to be so much better in the mid and late game stages of the game.
That is true. I feel like a lot of this will come down to just ease of execution, especially when your supports are your lower MR, because there's just a lot more room for error with like a Disruptor or a Lion, like whiffing a stun or a bad glimpse, or a poorly placed field or something. How do you feel about this Drow Ranger hero, Purge? I think his hero's pretty good right now.
I've started to ban her a little bit in my pubs just because she's a little obnoxious to play against sometimes. You can lane pressure, which feels I like that that's still there. You can still lane pressure, but she still has some value to her. I just think I really don't like playing against her when there's another agility core on her team. That's where I start to get frustrated because the amount of damage output that they have is insane. Like pairing like a Shadow Fiend with a Drow, they don't necessarily have a great win rate, but it scares me that like your agility core doesn't just have like 80 attack speed. They have 80 attack speed and 80 agility. It's like they have tons of armor and they have tons of damage. So that's where the hero starts to worry me when I play against it. So I think it can be good, but it's not always good.
Yeah, I find the hero obnoxious to play against as an offlaner because you just get kited forever and ever.
Yeah.
Especially as a melee like Sand King. Like if they have detection, which I mean they should have since wards are free now, but it becomes really hard to like walk up to the creeps and try and CS because you'll just take all the orb walks and they won't even draw creep aggro if they're playing it properly.
Yeah, the combo that I thought was really nice that they were doing a lot at the minor was Disruptor Drow, because then they have all that slow, but then as you finally get away, they cast Glimpse, and then you have to go back and do the same shit again. Like,
Yeah, try to crawl away. And
yeah, because the slows
half your
are
move speed.
the slows are great, but they're not always a secured kill. But having to run away twice is just like way too much. You can really get a big advantage from it. So they don't have that pairing though. It's on the other side. So can they pressure a Drow Ranger with a Disruptor line? I don't think it's going to be that great. And Silence against Line is also very scary, because Line is like very disable, strong to protect himself. So he gets silenced. I think that hero's dead repeatedly. So I think the Drow pick is pretty solid here. I don't know if it does that great against Lone Druid, I guess. That part might be iffy.
Drow, I think they have a lot of answers for this Lone Druid when I look at it. They have a lot of slows and dots.
Lich bounces between the
hero.
bear and the hero if you don't
Well,
micro it
and the
properly.
bounces,
Yeah,
but
the
I'm
bounces.
just thinking-
Ooh, that could be catastrophic. Just bouncing between the hero and the bear.
I'm just thinking in terms of, like, if they ever catch the bear, they also have tower depush in multiple heroes, as well as just straight up physical resistance, which I think is really critical to hampering if he tries to take a tower or if he goes on a hero. What you see right now is they banned Ricky, and that was a sick boy mid Ricky target ban. Not normally something you see in any other game, but the heroes seem like I think a drastic rise, especially to prevalence in NA pubs. You've probably seen them Purge. More so in the
Oh, Ricky mids?
or
Yeah,
just Ricky in
sometimes.
general.
Sometimes, yeah.
But then it's like one of those things where when you play against, when you're like, he's like what? I think he's like 5.7k, is like low immortal, if I remember correctly. He can just kind of abuse the fact that he's much better. But
I like this pick.
this is an extreme comfort pick.
I like
Yeah,
it.
This is a super comfort pick.
One thing that
But
they're
that's not
lacking
heroes.
that made me like they do have some decent Lone Druid solutions, but they don't have very good like stuns, and I think stuns are really important to dealing with Lone Druid, because if you just slow him and he fears you, you're just gone. Like a lot of the times you're going to be able to disengage entirely. And even though Drow has good slows, I don't know if they're going to be able to deal with the Lone Druid himself. But with like X boat combos, it's going to be really straightforward. They have a guaranteed way to initiate and use all of their spells on Lone Druid. So I do like
it's a
the
very
pick.
good combo too. Like easy setup for Jakiro, Ice Path, and all that.
That's a good point. Yeah, they
Now,
just
the one thing
needed.
that's weird to me is the OD ban. That's one of Matthew's best heroes, and they had last pick. Maybe they just didn't want to let Sev get it.
They're just setting up for whatever they want for Sick Boy.
They could
Probably a SF or Blood. Yeah.
they have a lot of single target burst on Cowabunga, so I think a save on a core would have been really catastrophic, because like against like Line Disruptor, imagine if you like do a glimpse combo on a guy and he just gets banished. It would really shut down a lot of what you want to do. Same with Sand King, kind of. You could banish the bear potentially. I think an OD would have been quite good.
I think the big thing that I'm worried about is that Radiant just has a lot of uncontrollable damage in fights, and Dire's team is fairly squishy. Lion Disruptor, even Bloodseeker, Lone Druid to an extent if you don't get ulti off. It's very hard to walk into fights against the Radiant. So
It
I
is,
think
yeah.
Dire has to take these scrappy team fights, and ideally that really just starts with Sand King having a good lane. If they can have a good start on with an early blink, then they can probably break the game open.
Yeah, I
They
could
do have
see
great
that.
pick-off potential on the Dire, though, compared to the Radiant. This is Sand King, Lion, Disruptor. Kind of digging it. I don't know. Who do you think has the draft advantage? Just coming out of the
I
gate?
agree with what you guys are saying. I think it is kind of difficult for Cowabunga to engage fights unless they get a good Sand King ulti or rupture a guy that's out of position, that kind of thing. Whereas if the testicles stay together properly, then yeah, they should be able to be tanky enough to turn and throw spells, because they basically just have to turn, throw boat, throw chain frost, throw micropyres, and do the multi shot. And it's going to be a lot harder for Cowabunga to initiate. But I don't know, if they can spread them out in a team fight, I think they can pick them off probably.
Let's hope the
That's my
testicles
cue.
stay together.
I agree. Good luck with the cast.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for the help.
Hopefully a decent amount of time. It's not stomp.
Yeah, hoping for. I mean, this might be one of the most evenly matched grand. I think by far, actually, the most evenly matched grand finals in terms of the team's power. So should be a good one.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, thanks for help. Let's see how the lanes scale up. Yeah, there's the Lone Druid safe, like you said, with the Disruptor. Doom into the off lane. Yeah, looks pretty normal. It'll be Kunkka mid versus Bloodseeker. Man, I haven't seen Bloodseeker mid in a while, actually. It's almost always safe lane these days.
Yeah, I've been seeing it a lot in the safe. I was actually a little bit worried for Bloodseeker versus Kunkka because it's one of those things where you kind of want to run into a team fight and Kunkka just X's you and controls you for so long and just kind of denies you that ability.
Yeah, I suppose that's true, but in the same vein, the X is kind of the scary part, I guess, but he's also so fast that even if he does get X comboed, as long as people are low, he can almost always
That's true.
follow up.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's as scary maybe as normal. It's a big kill if they can get it. Looks like relatively guaranteed. Yeah, they got the dual
There's a fight
breath.
in the top lane. That's actually Matthew going down for first blood. That's what, 5-man Radiant movement?
Yep. Yeah, they just smoked on in. They ended up catching him just barely with the dual breath follow up, so it all worked out. That'll give him a double bounty rune. It is nice to do those smokes sometimes, especially at lower MMRs. As long as you can get to your lanes at a decent time. They're gonna have to TP a lot, but it'll be fine. That's the bear resummon. If they can kill him again, it would be pretty huge.
30 seconds on the bear. So, I mean, he'll have it somewhat early into laning phase. I don't think he's going to miss out on anything not having the bear right now. But yeah, if they can kill him one more time, then he's kind of screwed.
I mean, it's only like 20 bear damage anyways, right? Shit's pretty weak at this point, level 1. I think that's
Yeah,
what it got nerfed down to.
They changed it so the bear has all the abilities, right? But
Yes.
at a scaling amount now.
Yeah,
Depending
it's
on the bear level.
depends on what level, and they keep reducing the level 1 damage. He'll still have the benefit of a Quelling Blade, of course, but be a little bit harder to secure that.
I think this lane is going to be okay for the Jakiro Doom.
I agree with that. Level or Infernal Blade will be really good against the bear at all levels, most likely. High bear HP kind of a thing, but most people will grab Devour for obvious reasons. Back on the bot lane, it's Sand King Lion versus a Drow Lich. I don't know if Lion's going to work out here fully, but I don't know, we'll see. Do they have sentries? They do not bring sentries. They just...
Oh, that's surprising. No,
He still has
Lich
him.
Two.
He just brought a courier too, and he still hasn't brought the sentries yet, so I guess Sand King will get his free sandstorm damage.
And the crows are so slow at level 1, it's going to be a few waves before he even gets those sentries out.
Yeah, it will take a while.
I'm curious how this mid matchup's going to go. Right now it seems pretty much even 8-1, 7-1. I think Sick Boy's not suffering too much.
Which of these players would you say they're equal MMR?
They're about
Two.
equal. Yeah, these teams are very, very evenly matched in terms of like their overall MMR and as far as cores go.
But
Every so often you'll get a team where it's like, you know, their off lane or their support is the highest MMR, but these guys, I'm pretty sure they're both mid and safe are going to be their star players.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious how that ends up matching up in cases like this where there's multiple players, where that you might have those mismatches. Because I know in pub MMR or pub games right now, the Valve makes sure that the MMR on the same role is about the same.
Oh yeah. They fixed that because people were complaining about supports being the highest MMR, and then you have like cores 1,500 MMR lower than you.
Which can matter if you have that mismatch mid.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Especially in the mid matchup, it's a fully one-on-one lane usually, so it matters more. But I've seen really good plays from both of these players, and I mean even in RD2L, there's been some standout like lower MMR mids that have held their own or outright won against much higher MMR players.
Interesting. Seems decent though. They're pretty even mid.
Bloodseeker seems to be getting a slight edge here.
Just a little bit. He's doing fine. The double Wraith Bands are ready. Support's trading in the top lane. Lone Druid's sitting at 9-1. He's having some last hitting issues, but they're going to try to kill Disruptor here, I think.
Sure, if they can land that dual breath, that's what they really need. The extra slow, they're going to have a little bit of a hit there from the Infernal Blade. This should be a free kill on Tactic, and that's 2 deaths now in the top lane. 1 on support, 1 on their core.
Yeah, it's pretty easy actually. Doom skipped Devour so far, which I think is fine, considering he's trying to win this lane. Pressuring is the name of the game here. Having extra damage is going to be really helpful, especially with Scorched Earth doubling in damage with your skill point now. It's more mandatory to get that second point than it was before they nerfed the skill.
Yeah, it was in the latest patch, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I played him
exactly.
a couple times before that, and it seemed pretty ridiculous. It seems in the bottom lane, SK actually did go down. Lion should be safe, but
They brought the sentries
they have,
finally.
yeah, they have the sentries now. And the Dire, they have an obs way back here behind the tower, I guess, to
Snipe
look towards
couriers?
this pull. Maybe.
I guess so. Yeah, this one's a little bit atypical here. But whatever works for them, I guess. They put a sentry down, so they dewarded the enemy sentry, and they brought 2 more actually on Sand King. Maybe a little overkill here, but he will be able to
getting
sandstorm.
very low in the mid lane right now. Bloodseeker's actually got a lot of moves. So you might actually try to dive that. Sev popping a stick and a fairy fire. He's got some bottle charges too, and a DD rune top here. He's gonna try to land the torrent. Gonna land it. Sick Boy actually trying to stop that, but I
Oh,
think
he
Sev's
got
gonna
it.
be able to grab the DD rune. Yeah, he's actually able to snag it.
Might have to worry about dying again, though.
Might be caught with that blood right. I don't think Bloodseeker can actually dive it at this point though. So he pops the DD, gonna try to get that Tidebringer hit. Oh, that one hurt.
Yeah, he did. He wanted to hit the creep because it does more damage than
Yeah.
pick up Sand King again down here. Even without the sentry.
Yeah, their sentry is all the way back here, so they didn't even have the sentry for that, did they?
Yeah, I don't think so. He must have ran out of Sandstorm or something. I feel like I haven't felt much pressure from the line. I haven't looked bottom very much, but it feels like he's not doing a huge amount.
Able to secure himself a rune at least. He was in the river at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Sev farming it up right now in the jungle. Max is here. He actually needs to be careful, I think, on this line. This line is level 2. Kunkka thankfully does not have his level 6 yet, or I think Lion could be potentially dead there.
I mean, I think you can kill him without 6 even.
He still had the
Depending,
DD active a little bit, right?
Yeah, a couple hits, an X with right-click abuse, and he doesn't have movement speed though, so I guess a little bit hard. Second Bracer coming to the Kunkka now.
He does have his ghost ship now available. Bloodseeker also has his rupture, which isn't really too scary because you can kind of just drop ghost ship on top of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And at level 1, you should be fine to just sit there and
Ooh, he's
fight.
coming for the bot gank with his level 6 here.
Gyro Ranger. They start with a stun, Mr. Clean. They have the Frost Blast as well as Sinister Gaze. Try to delay this a little bit. Frost Shield doing quite a bit there, but now Sick Boy, the rotation bottom. Narathene, he's probably just going to die here to either the Blood Rite or the Rupture damage. Pretty decent rotation from Bloodseeker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once they hit 6 mid, I was thinking both of these heroes are vulnerable, really. Like, if you could rotate both supports to the mid lane, kill Bloodseeker with combo of with the help of the X combo, or just Bloodseeker going bottom is a lot easier. Killing the Drow takes him out of lane a bit. He's going to have to TP back, and delaying his
Might see a
6 is just
rotation
going to
here
help.
From Sev. He's got an Invis rune and just got his boots as well as an Obs ward.
Oh, they just killed him again. Oh, they might kill. Never mind. Burrow Strike already used.
They didn't have any stuns left.
Used it all to kill the Lich. Alright.
No Gust yet on the Drow either.
I mean, he's only level 4. That's not weird.
Yeah.
Even getting
Think
a
you
pre
take a value
6.
point at 5? Or no?
Generally, most people don't. It's kind of a cool idea, but I mean, more multi-shot damage is a huge advantage. More slow, more damage by a lot. Sentry's won the lane, I guess, a little bit. And with Sand King being the hero he is, he actually kind of pairs nice with the line, because line can't necessarily be the like fight and then allow your offlaner to react. Having Sand King in the front means he can like Burrow Strike to initiate. You can do lots of disable follow-up, and then the pressure doesn't go online because he's squishy. So it feels like a nice pairing, I guess. Ooh, the best item in the game just dropped.
Oh, Jakira actually dying top. I was going to mention that Jakira spent a lot of his time kind of just messing around with Disruptor, trying to match him in his pulls and interrupt the pulls and whatnot. So for the most part, Doom and Lone Druid have been kind of 1v1ing at this point. Lone Druid getting a slight edge in terms of XP, but I think Doom is fine with this since kind of is against a hero and a half against the bear.
Hmm.
But he will be getting his Doom off of, I think, if this range creep isn't shared, maybe. Is it going to be enough? Just short. I think that was shared XP.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, this is a rotation though. Invis on the Kunkka, I don't think they have. They do actually have a sentry right here, so they are going to know that this Kunkka's here. Is going to start with the X. Has the boat. Going to time the torrent. Should be able to land this nice and easy. Have the dual breath to follow up. Kinetic field just slowing things down a little bit. Popping a stick, but Disruptor's just going to die here. Glimpsing Sev back a bit. It looks like there's a rotation here from a Bloodseeker, but without the Disruptor, I don't think that they're going to take that fight.
Kill Lich again bottom. Gyro Ranger getting low also. So pretty even game so far. I mean, Drow hit 6, so it's not the end of the world. I don't think. Oh, he might get a
This
kill
might
here.
actually be dead. Sand King, yeah, he stood way too close to the multi-shot. took a level 2 Frost Arrow and got slowed too much.
He also got nailed by that marksmanship too, right before.
Yeah, right before.
That was a lot of damage output. It's always kind of scary how much damage it does, but I guess 70 bonus damage is actually insane at this point in the game when you only hit for like 100. That's it's like a double damage hit every 20 seconds. Kunkel will take some neutrals in the meantime, splitting his time between mid. But basically everybody keeps going back to the same lanes that they repeatedly die in, so normal Dota, you know?
Yeah. Don't learn from your mistakes.
But you gotta go there. You gotta stabilize the lanes.
Yeah, Sequoia's making a rotation bottom, but this was spotted on a ward in the river. That was a pretty nicely placed ward, so they know that the Bloodseeker's coming, and they're just hugging their tower. In fact, Drow's actually just going up to the triangle. Or what's left of it, I guess. New triangle.
Ooh, almost got the courier.
They're keeping Lich down here, though. I'm not really sure why this is a guaranteed death. He didn't rotate when his Drow's rotated. Doesn't have his Chain Frost, so he's just going to get dove under the tower. He needs a kill for Sick Boy here. Nope. Lion's actually going to take it, so.
It's fine. Yeah. I get that desire when your core leaves the lane, you're like, oh, I'm going to get so much free experience. But the downside is that you normally just have to hide in trees and let your tower kill. You just can't even let them know that you're there.
Yeah.
Is what it feels like. So.
But
Drow,
there was 3 heroes and he stepped up.
Drow does end up top lane though. Just going for a Dragonlance here, but she's going to push the lane out. See if they can get some damage on the tower. Lich going bottom again?
Yep. Gonna trade. No, Lich actually did go bottom. Did he buy himself a tome at all? I feel like he should have his level 6 with the tome by now. Doom's actually rotating bottom too.
Jakira was lower level, I believe. Sinking would be a pretty big kill, but I don't. Or Bloodseeker. They don't have Rupture right now.
Doom. Yeah, 15 seconds or so until they have Rupture. They're going to start with the stun. They have the Blood right to follow. Should be able to keep him in there. Actually, he's pretty trapped, so they do manage to land it. They have the Frost Shield. Not going to be enough to keep him alive. Now they know for a fact that Lich is here, but seeing the Kunkka TP, they're going to back out. Courier does die, though. So
that was a big snipe.
Free Courier kill for Kunkka.
Oh, his Dust was in close
I think
enough.
they actually... No, it didn't land.
He's too far away. Kind of a weird reaction.
Top though, Drow Ranger getting gone on. They have the Rupture, trying to run away, gonna get out of the Blood Right, but I don't think it really matters. They don't have the Glimpse, however, and everything gonna be able to get to his tower, but not gonna matter. Nice rotation from Bloodseeker.
I mean, I think they could have potentially killed Sand but the way that they did it was not very effective. The Lich needed to use Dust as they went in the first place.
Oh, they missed the Torrent in the bottom lane. Yeah, they're going for him again, but the stun gonna be able to actually break the combo. And they dropped the Sentry Rune, so Mr. Clean gonna walk over, gonna Quelling Blade it, and he's actually gonna be okay for now. They don't have another Dust. Nice play there from the Sand King.
He's been a real pain in the ass in this game so far. It's 14 rotations. He's not dying. It's causing reactions. Doom getting gone on top.
Yeah, they dropped the Static. Ice Path, that's a pretty nice Ice Path on two, but it's not gonna matter. Look at the move speed on this Bloodseeker. Gonna get himself a Crow as well. Thinking about running up the high ground, but Drow Ranger dissuading that with the multi-shot.
It feels like Bloodseeker's been in all the important fights so far. He's doing really good this game. And Doom, despite being a strong hero, and he's had his ulti for a while, he still hasn't casted the damn spell yet, I don't think.
He's been holding it, yeah. Now that you mention it, he's just had it the entire time.
It's going to weird item build too. Let's picked up an Urn of Shadows first and queuing up a Spirit Vessel. Not what we normally see from the three positions.
Matter that much here?
I mean, you could stop the Bloodseeker heals, I guess, and against Lone Druid, it's kind of good too because the shared lifesteal from Spirit Link. Maybe it's going to help you kill the Lone Druid himself, but I've never tried it against a hero. But I'm going to guess that's where he's going with this or trying to go with this.
Just seems like a bit of an inefficient use of his gold.
Lich gonna die
start
again
with the
here.
stun bottom Lich. Yeah, they have the follow-up stun finger, getting himself a stack.
I don't think that's worth it anymore. I don't know. Stacks don't feel quite as value as they used to be. The 50 damage like adds up really quick. The 40 feels a lot weaker generally. Is how I feel. Maybe it's just like Lion is just a worse hero right now, but the difference between having a Finger of Death and not having it is massive in terms of gank. Like having Finger of Death is like I just need one other hero to go with me.
Yeah.
When you don't have Finger, you're like I need two for sure.
Especially at level 1, 160-second cooldown. That's so freaking long.
So using it there, I think was actually a bit of a mistake because he could pretty easily grab a smoke and then walk left in the jungle and kill some other hero instead. I feel like.
Oh, got a bit of a disconnect here. Who's DC'd?
Sand King.
Sand King.
Right
now though.
So Vale's coming back at least.
Yeah, Matthew's team currently 4K lead, looking pretty solid. Net worth, 2 of their heroes top of the leaderboard. Drow Ranger suffering a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Only 47, so not too far off from, say, the Sand King. Not really where you want to be. Doom's also suffering a little bit. I don't think this item build is really going to help him at all.
Yeah.
Say, what would you go, drums or Vlad's rush?
Typically drums, yeah. Phase drum is usually what you end up going. I'm more worried about the fact that he just hasn't gotten active with his ultimate. He needs to get kills once you pick up Doom, and Doom against Lone Druid is a bit of a unfortunate setup because that's like a case where Dooming the primary hero doesn't protect you fully, because he could just cast the old Savage Roar away from you and prevent the Lone Druid himself from dying. So this is the issue right now, I think, is that he hasn't gotten Doom off, and he hasn't, in his rotations, he hasn't successfully Doomed either. And I feel like that was very obvious in the bot lane. When he TP'd down there and then he just ran up and the creep wave saw him, you know? He should have probably initiated that rotation with Dooming the Sand King, and then they try to follow up and kill him. I think that would have been more effective. Because he can't just like AFK jungle with these skill points. He's not going to catch up and farm, and he's not going to lane pressure as much. So he needs to go around with somebody else and get a Doom off. Probably with Kunkka or with both supports is what he needs to do.
Yeah, we were talking about like the mid game being probably a little bit better for the Dire. So going out of the laning phase with a slight advantage like this benefits them even more. Because right now they're down, what is it, 2-1 tower. The Radiant have taken the mid tower. They've lost both of the side towers here for the Radiant.
Oh no!
Oh, what happened there?
2 Ocean Hearts on 1 hero? Holy shit, the game is over.
Do they stack?
I don't know, but I hope they do. He gave it to somebody else?
Oh, he gave it to Lone Druid. You gotta see if that shit stacks.
It probably doesn't stack, but that would be insane. 12 HP regen. You could just tank the entire enemy team by yourself in the river.
6 HP, so you'd have 12 regen, 6 regen in the river.
How did they cut through that? That poor bastard losing his neutral item, dude. That's
so he
rough
died
stuff.
right when it dropped on that camp?
Yeah, he was standing on the camp. His frost arm was going, and it killed one of the neutrals, and he didn't notice. He probably could have grabbed it if he did, but he didn't notice quite in time, and then the Bloodseeker got it. So basically,
this mid tower.
They're losing by a lot right now, losing that Ocean Heart.
Because that still counts towards your neutral items, right? Like
exactly, it's gone.
That tier, so they're down to 2. Who else has the neutrals on there?
We got a mango tree on Lich. That's it.
No, they do start a fight, though. They catch the Jakiro. The Blood Right is there as well. It doesn't look like they really care to follow up on it. They mostly wanted the tower. He's trying to TP, though. They have vision of this. One more right click. Oh, hesitated there. I thought he could have gotten a Maelstrom proc. They do have the Doom on him. They pull him back. The bow, it connects. Mr. Clean charging up the epicenter. It's kind of an underwhelming epicenter. They should be able to get the kill on Bloodseeker. Now they turn on this Sand King, but Sand King just TPing in their face. Not enough procs to bring him down. And actually, that's a pretty big kill for the Radiant. They still lose their tower.
It would have been really big if they got the Sand King, but I don't think they should be too unhappy. Use Doom, so that's going to be on cooldown for a while, but Doom actually maxing out Inferno Blade next, a little surprisingly. Almost all Dooms do Devour second. I mean, I see. I can empathize wanting to max Inferno Blade this game. It's very good against the Lone Druid Bear, but it's probably better options for skill build.
Now, the one thing that the Radiant have that's going to be a little bit spooky for the Dire is Kunkka is starting to have a really good game at this point. He's top of the net worth, not by much, but that Radiance is getting pretty damn close. He's got the double Bracer Radiance build that you'll usually see him go for.
It's a really good game for Radiance, too. Mischance against the Bear is always going to be nice. Good against the line in the Disruptor. It's going to force you to them to use Disables, basically to protect themselves if he's running at them. So I think it'll be nice. Clumsy net on Bloodseeker. Now Rupture is
that's a big one.
So strong.
It's guaranteed Blood Right?
That's true.
Cast it on them.
Although I doubt he'll want to use it. What he should do is share some fucking neutral items.
He's got an Essence Ring and a
This guy's an asshole.
He's got a Keen Optic.
Yes. He's got 5 neutral items right now.
Hand it over.
3.
Hand it
like,
over.
literally 3 in his backpack, and he's just not... Like, share the wealth, you bastard.
He gave the Clumsy net, but who's getting the Keen Optic? Give it to Lion, I guess?
Yeah, really good on Lion. I would argue the Essence Ring would be really good on literally anybody right now. As with the Faded Brooch. He genuinely... I mean, the base movement speed is pretty nice with Thirst, I guess, but give these items to somebody. What are you doing? Come on. This is messed up. This bothers me. If I'm playing core, dude, I will sometimes move a little bit on the map to go give somebody an item, because I'm like, I know this is going to make us stronger, you know?
You would have absolutely raged at the last game that was played before this in the semifinals. There was a guy just with like 2 or 3 casual, like tier 3 or 4 items just in his backpack at the end of the game.
That's messed up, dude.
Never moved him. I think there was a dragon scale just chilling there for like 35-ish minutes. It was like a 90-minute game.
Yo, I used to think Dragon Scale was not that good, but now I'm like, dude, that's
Pretty good.
5 armor. That's 5 armor.
Good. They're actually making a rotation here on the Kunkka. This would be a huge kill. He's getting really close to his Radiance. They start
The Keen
They
Optic.
have the Blood right on top, the stun. They have the finger that they're holding right now. They glimpse him back, and this is going to be a kill for them. JD's here. He gets the Doom on the Bloodseeker. A Bloodseeker already running him down. They have the Lich Frost Shield, but this is a buyback from Kunkka. They might be able to get the kill on
fight.
Bloodseeker. They need to bring him down. He is deniable. Doesn't really matter. Max getting low from the Drow Ranger. They're going to be able to bring him down. Bloodseeker as well. This is a buyback from the Kunkka. So it's 3 heroes down on the Dire, and is it worth the buyback from Kunkka?
Yeah.
I think so. He didn't really lose anything.
Did he get a kill? He got 186.
Got one, yeah.
I can't imagine that the buyback was worth it. It wasn't the end of the world, but either way, really big fight for what's their name? The Testicles. I guess Testicles is pretty.
Yeah.
All right, we'll just have to leave it at that. Or it's a pair of breasts with a smiley face on the nipples. I don't know which way you want to go here.
They're high-fiving too.
The high-fiving nipples, exactly.
Yeah.
Either way works. But yeah, once he finishes the Radiance things, it'll get a little bit easier. But that was a really good fight. Good Doom target. Chain Frost was excellent. They kept the Doom alive despite him being initiated on after the Kunkka died, of course. So I think Doom played that fight extremely well. And now Spirit Vessel is finished. This is where Infernal Blade becomes even more valuable, I'd argue, because he's going to do so much percentage HP damage that between Infernal Blade and the Spirit Vessel, he can probably kill the bear pretty easy. Or other heroes as well. Like Bloodseeker, before he gets BKB, is not going to be able to frontline here.
Yeah, and he is going for that second item BKB, though, so pretty smart.
And I wonder if he should have had the Essence Ring instead of the Faded Brooch, actually, on Bloodseeker, because raw HP is kind of what he needs here.
Now, one thing I wanted to ask about this is build up. Looks like Bloodseeker just getting silenced in the mid lane. The Doom is going straight for a blink after the Vessel.
I think that's fine, because that's usually
you jump on someone with a stomp or something.
Exactly, you buy like one item and then you get the follow up with the blink. So the Spirit Vessel is weird. I don't think it's the end of the world, but it still gives him the same movement speed. He's just not going to have as many stats, and it's got a little bit more mana regen. Like on paper, it's pretty similar in cost.
Yeah, they are making a movement here on this SK. Can they stun him? No, he's actually going to get out. They had all the time in the world to hit him with an Infernal Blade.
Maybe. The way he was moving made it seem like he didn't quite have vision.
Or maybe it was one of those things where there's like a unit in your way and you're clicking past like where you're trying to go and it paths you back or whatever that is. That gets annoying sometimes.
It's possible. We would have had to toggle his vision to know for sure. Oh, they have an Ironwood tree as well. Okay, so they didn't lose all their items. Just that one, I think.
So Kunkka has hit his 15, taking the torrent damage.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is going to be important here. Outposts. Dire might actually have both outposts right now. They're capturing the top one right in time, and I don't know if the Radiant, they need 2 heroes here to get this. Nope, they're not going to get it in time. Too late, so the Dire actually getting both outposts at 20.
In anger, Kunkka slaps the creep wave, but it's fine. They've got Radiance.
3 runes on the Dire out of that.
They just finished Radiance on the Lone Druid, so they're actually matching timings here.
This is pretty big.
See what they do to foresee team fights while the split push happens here. They're going to rotate Jakiro over. It's going to try to slow things down. But they're definitely ready to fight if they can.
See the Sand King, but Sand King actually aggressively jumping on the Drow Ranger. He does get caught by the Torrent. I don't think they have any detection for him until Lich moves further up. They have a Sentry. But SK, they're going to catch him again with another X marks the spot, trying to pull him back. He's going to go for the stun play again, and once again interrupting the combo. Nice play. He's going to get Sinister Gaze back, silenced up, but this is taking him way too long. Backup is here. They pop a pipe, and now they're running down the Radiant. They have the Rupture, the Glimpse back on the Drow, and instantly taking most of her HP away. A clean kill for the Dire.
I really like Kunkka's read there. He realized that things have been going on too long. He's like, yo, we need to leave. Their whole team is going to come, and they did eventually show up here.
Yeah, that took them way too long to try and get that SK.
Thought SK's movement was a little bit crazy, but...
Oh, the bear might actually die here. Gonna lose first bear, resummons it immediately. Now they could turn around. They see the Disruptor. Disruptor has the clumsy net. Nice 2-man stun though from the SK, channeling the epicenter on top of the Blood Right. They clean up 2 more kills, and they might just try to force a high ground here with this bear.
Yeah, Lion desperately
as well,
trying to finger somebody, but they all died too quickly. Ooh, that's another glimpse.
Big splash. Now they see Seb. They hex him up, get stunned into the Blood Right. They might be able to bring down this Kunkka, and they bring him down. He has no buyback. Mr. Clean getting low, though. Doom trying to chase him down. Doesn't throw out a Vessel charge for some reason. Now they get the Doom on the Bloodseeker. They are able to bring down the SK. The Bear getting low. This is already the resummon. They have the Sinister Gaze back on the main hero. Lion jumping in, getting a pretty nice stun there on 2. But it looks like the rest of the Dire might actually be able to get away. Bloodseeker not even going down to the Doom.
Yeah, they're a little bit too low there. Otherwise, they would. I'm sure they'd love to run back in. BKB is up now. Another neutral item for him to backpack. And everyone else spreading across the map. Lion picking up his 3rd stack of Finger of Death, which is pretty effective here. Interestingly, he went the 90 damage talent over the cast range, but he's got a keen optic. Maybe okay. Maybe okay to skip it. It's always so tempting to get the 90 damage. The 90 damage talent feels so good for like 8 minutes. And then you just don't use it the entire rest of the game, and you're like, why the fuck did I get 90 damage, dude?
The cast range is super sick too with the keen optic, and if you get like an Aether.
I don't know about buying Aether on as well, but it's man, cast range
is already long enough.
Cast range sometimes is like one of those things you just don't. When you have it, you're like, oh, this is just always how it works, you know. But it's the times where you're like, I'm just not gonna get cast range. You just feel the pain. You're like, oh, I had to walk like 200 units forward to cast my Hex, and I didn't realize, and now I'm slightly out of position. Just things like that really make a big difference. No Bear for Lone Druid for a bit, but he's still farming decently quickly. He's queuing up his AC next. I almost feel like his Bear needs a hood this game. Is that crazy? Yeah. I guess BKB's
pipe, but it stacks, right? Like with the hood.
I just think he needs a magic resistance on his Bear, maybe, because between...
Do they have a cloak on that team anywhere? They didn't get that drop, did they?
Because they're going to have, like, Macro Power, Dual Breath, Chain Frost, Inferno Blades, Scorched Earth. There's so much magic damage. It's going to kill this Bear repeatedly.
Loved them a little more. They would have had a Nether Shawl to throw on it.
Yeah, that would be really nice, actually.
But they already used up their items with neutral items. They're going to drop next. Tier 3. Now, what do you think is the most ridiculous Tier 3 item in the game?
Ooh, Tier 3.
You got Spider Legs. Kind of cool.
Probably Orb of Destruction typically seems to be the best one. I think Craggy Coat's extremely good, too.
Throw that on, like, SK or something.
Like anybody. Yeah. Craggy Coat's like one of those Tier 3 items that sits on somebody's inventory till the game ends, basically. I think Quickening Charm can be really solid too. The item's a little undervalued maybe. But probably like Orb of Destruction, Craggy, maybe Titan Silver depending on the game. They're all a little situational. Oh, Enchanted Quiver's busted with Monkey King, I found out yesterday. It procs for all of his ulti clones.
Oh,
so they get
really?
270 bonus magical. Maybe, possibly every hit, maybe every 8 seconds.
And True Strike.
It's a shitload of damage. It's like taking a nuke, you know? So we played against a Monkey King that got one, and we were like, oh, this is busted, okay. We were getting really stomped, so it didn't matter. We didn't have to feel it too much, but...
Oh, top lane.
No dust.
Drop a sentry. Mr. Clean's actually going to be able to pick up the bounty. He's going to be able to turn here on this Lich. Lich has the Frost Shield, going to be able to delay this a little bit. They have the Silence. They have the Hex as well. The glimpse back from the Disruptor, but this might finally be the end of Sand King. He goes down. They pick up a nice kill, but that was 5 heroes top for that. And Craggy Coat. There you go.
The Craggy Coat! It's so good. So he loses attack speed. That's actually not bad to lose at all. Attack speed loss on Kunkka here does not matter that much. And the amount of armor...
Tidebringer hit.
Yeah, exactly. Just gotta attack once every 4 seconds. This ain't bad. It's a very tanky individual. Orb of Destruction pick up. That's very good, very good. Great on Bloodseeker. You could probably put on the Bear as well, I guess, if you want. Probably gives you the slow aspect.
Well, whatever he does, he needs to move it out of his backpack. I think he is going to hand it over to the Bear. Yeah, the Bear takes it.
Yeah, that's worth it. Drop the Quelling Blade for that.
Now this item, the one I've always been curious about. So Pupil's Gift, is it just me or is this way more value on Agi heroes than
it is absolutely. It's like, really good on Agi.
Such an insane Agi item, but not really good on, especially on Int, I would say.
It's not bad on Int. I think it's worse on Strength heroes typically.
With their low Int gain.
That's like the only time it's really that good. It's best on Agi. Decent on Int heroes depending. Like a support or something would be happy to have 13 Strength. 13 Agi, I don't think that's that bad. But it's definitely best on Agi. Absolutely.
The Dire are making a smoke play here up towards the Shrine. It looks like the Radiant, they have a root on it. They see the Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger going to push herself forward with the Hurricane Pike. They turn around with the Ice Path, but SK has found the Lich, and they do get a stun now on the Drow Ranger. They have the finger. They're going to be able to bring her down. No buyback on him. The boat. This is a really nice boat connecting onto the BKB pop by Bloodseeker. Now they're trying to bring down the Doom, who's already casted his Doom, but they're going to get ran down. There's already 3 heroes down. They see the Jakiro as well, and that's just 4 heroes dead for the Radiant.
Well, the power of Glimpse, man.
That was a bear Doom? Oh.
Really?
Yeah, the bear was doomed.
Okay. I also noticed Doom did not use Scorched Earth either, which was confusing to me, but I don't know. Maybe he must have misclicked or something. I doubt he tried to Doom it.
Yeah, they're actually just moving in on the Kunkka, but that is way too deep. They're actually going to buy back on Doom, and it looks
they're
like
going to kill Lion?
They actually just died to the tower. Yeah, Lion just dying to the Tagger. Mr. Clean channeling up that epicenter. They're going to jump forward. Doom, he's here, but it doesn't matter. They're going to bring down the Kunkka. SK, he will pay with his life, but the Dire, they're here for objectives. They want to get at least the range barracks out of it. They are going to be able to. Now they turn on the Doom. Doombringer, he did buy back, so this is a dieback for him. Drow Ranger going to turn around, might be able to bring down the bear. That is the resummon, I believe. So now this tower taking is a lot slower. They're able to get the Disruptor as well. Now they turn on Sick Boy. Sick Boy, he doesn't have the BKB. 7 seconds. If they can catch him, has the TP available, but knows there's no chance of survival, and they bring him down, and that's a pretty big double kill there for Drow.
Yo, 45 seconds ago, no, not even that, like 30, I was like, game's over. I genuinely thought that. I was like, oh, look at all these people just dying. They just keep feeding, making mistakes and stuff, and all of a sudden that great glyph cleans up the backline, killed Lion, and then a couple of overdives that looked decent by SK, for example. Drow just cleans them up and does a ton of damage. So we're back into it. We're back into a real game. We're here.
Yeah, and they didn't lose their melee barracks either. That was just the range racks.
Not bad.
Orb of Destruction for Drow.
Now, basically what the Radiant team needs, and this could really turn the game, is BKBs, basically. Kunkka is... He's got ridiculous armor right now, but what he really needs is magic immunity or magic resistance. And once they get those, it's going to be a lot easier for them to fight. They don't have to worry about glimpses. They don't have to worry about lion stuns. They don't have to worry about epicenter damage with veils. Rupture is obviously still scary, but... and Lone Druid will be less scary, but they just need magic immunity. So once they get their BKBs, this game is going to get a lot easier for the Radiant team. They need to hold on, not throw until then, and then they get to play Dota. Doom as well.
Yeah, Doom is... They're all 3 cores going for a BKB right now. The Kunkka, I believe, is the closest to it. He's just a recipe short. Drow Ranger, she's got a decent amount of gold, so should be looking into it as well. It does have her buyback. Kunkka does not, but I think at this point you just get BKB over buyback on him, right?
Yeah, I think so. On most of their heroes.
Twice if you don't have your BKB.
If they just jump in, like imagine Doom jumping in, and he dooms like Bloodseeker or something, and he pops a BKB. What the hell does anybody on the Dire team do when they follow that up, you know?
Yeah. Now the Dire are making another move here around the 30-minute mark. Looks like they were just going out to place some wards. Don't know if that ward's spotted. I think it maybe spotted the Kunkka.
Ooh, they smoke, but they also spot it. They don't have any vision in the area, so
this is a bit dangerous.
Goodbye to Lich.
Yeah, Lich is going to be the first casualty.
Oh, that'll help. That'll help.
That's I don't know if that was necessary. It does move him a little bit further away from his team. They get another finger stack, and now SK. This is an aggressive jump from them, but now they blink in with the Doom. He's not able to get the BKB off. They have the Stomp as well, trying to control him. He's getting hit by the Torrent and the X and the boat. But now the fear, nice fear there from Matthew. Bloodseeker just trying to run away. Drow Ranger getting very low. They do have vision of her. Going to turn around and drop the kill type shot. He's going to be able to pick up a kill, but now Jakiro getting dangerously low. It looks like Disruptor might be able to survive. There are a lot of dots on him. He does go down, so that's 3 for 2. And they lost their Drow Ranger. Only 2 supports down for the Dire.
Could have been way worse for the Radiant team. They lost Lich for nothing. Drow did not have TP Scroll, which would have allowed her to save herself with the Rupture. They still killed both supports. Obviously not an excellent fight, but they traded 2 supports for 2 supports, and they lost their core. So, considering the state of the game, could be much worse.
Yep. Well, they do go into Roche, which is going to make the game a lot more difficult for the Radiant if they don't contest this. I don't really see how they do.
But either... I think Aegis is only really scary because it's such a good offset for Doom, basically. Put this on Bloodseeker, and then you won't have that salvation. But they are still going to have BKBs coming. BKB is ready on Kunkka now, so he's going to be able to be a lot more aggressive. And they just need a BKB on Drow, and then their game is going to be set for a while, I think. Doom's one, it'll come eventually, but they just need Drow to be able to pop BKB and stand their ground and fight to the death, and then things will get a lot easier.
Yeah, I think if the Radiant are in a good position, the high ground becomes a lot more difficult. I think the only reason it was so much easier for the first tower to fall was because they kind of chain fed.
Yep. And they just...
And then there was nobody to defend.
Slap through them for sure.
But, you know, playing into the hero and the Kunkka and even that multi-shot is going to be pretty difficult.
Line neutral lane here while they push lanes out. Getting quite tanky. Sanking's got pipe with plate mail now, so that's where the 90 damage town online really pays off, killing neutrals while you're waiting.
He's
to
almost
gank.
15 too. He's getting close.
I wonder if this is one of those games where you just get the finger of death damage. Honestly, because
burst.
finger of death, it's one of those skills where like if you do get it over that hump where it does a lot of damage, it's like every finger of death you get a kill. And all of a sudden, your stack numbers just become actually really incredible for the rest of the game. He's already got
and he's
5
already sitting at
stacks.
200. Yeah.
He definitely thought about that for a long time. It's a hard choice. The one time I did get damage and it ended up being a mistake was my gold acceleration wasn't enough that I didn't have an item to break Lincoln's. So that hurt me one game when I went finger of death damage. But my current viewpoint is it might be better to go finger of death damage sometimes. But I'm not sure always when that circumstance is.
This could be a really good play here for the Radiant if they were to smoke out and do this. So they know that the Lone Druid TP'd top to defend the tier 2, and they had a general idea of where the Dire were, like right around this area, but they all kind of gathered here and didn't smoke out. Doom kind of made a move forward and then turn around, and I think that might have been a nice aggressive play for them to make.
Oh, they wasted the 4 staff online too, so... Oh, never mind, they cut the bear. Or they cut the tree finally. Mango Thieves. Torrent AoE on the Kunkka. I wonder if he should have just gone strength this game. I mean, Axe is really fun on Kunkka, but maybe it's just better to become tanky yourself? I'm not sure.
I've seen him go Ags Refresher in that 90-minute game. That was... I'd never seen that before. It was pretty crazy. Lots of frame drops. They are making a move up here. They do still have the Aegis on the Bloodseeker. He's got a Basher on himself now with the full Mjolnir. Pretty fast hitting hero. 25% lifesteal at 20.
His items look so bizarre. It's like Aegis and Enchanted Quiver. It feels like he's naked almost.
He does have the BKB still at a solid 9 seconds. I was a little worried because he got it very early and then he popped the charge almost immediately.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been forced to use it since then, so he is still sitting at a essentially full BKB. Drow does have her BKB as well too. Doom might not have it if the fight gets forced in the next minute or two.
Yeah, he's got a ways to go actually.
He's got the bonus Devour Gold.
I'm just not necessarily sold on going for like the Torrent AoE stuff on Kunkka necessarily, because I feel like if he's not like basically Doom isn't preparing to be tanky enough based on his scaling, and if Kunkka gives up on these like...
Oh, they start with a Rupture. Immediate blink back from Doom though. This is just going to open up their chance. Oh, the glimpse back though, that's going to hurt him quite a bit. They drop the Macropyre trying to keep Doom alive, but the finger is going to be able to bring him down. They pop the Mask of Madness on the bear, trying to bring down the racks. They are able to. Sick Boy, he's already used his BKB. Now Drow Ranger using her BKB, but using the Gust on a hero that still had his BKB up. They have the Glimmer Cape. Nice fear there from Matthew, pushing back the Radiant team. They're able to bring down 1 life, and now Mr. Clean jumping in, has the Epicenter with the Sandstorm on top. Lich, he goes down. Kunkka's still alive. This Torrent's going to connect on 2, but I'm not sure if it'll be a lot. It'll be enough. Bloodseeker trying to run in, looking for a bash, but now getting kited. Sick Boy going to get X marks back. They're going to be able to bring him down for the 2nd time. This is a buyback on the Lich. I think they're going to want more, but the Dire, they look like they're mostly out of here, just sacrificing their Bloodseeker.
Huh, I'm surprised it went that well for Radiant team, but Drow Ranger basically just does a lot of damage. Bloodseeker does not have much armor outside of his base armor, and that's getting ignored by the Drow procs, so that's why he's taking so much damage this game. They've got AC as well, and I guess they got the Aegis, or they got the mid-racks, but maybe not worth.
Somebody just picked up a Desolator. It looks like the Lone Druid picked up a Desolator. Putting it on bear, so AC, Deso, Orb of Destruction, Mask, Radiance on this bear. This is just gonna demolish these towers right now.
If you have Orb of Destruction, makes sense, right? Now you're dealing minus 17 armor, which is gonna be huge for building kills, definitely.
That's absolutely insane. If they can open up the game right now and just hit a tower, this would be insane. Now the Disruptor top gonna be able to survive from the Glimmer Cape. Doesn't matter. The multi-shot gonna finish him off. They had the Dust there just in case. Pretty low tier kill, I'd say, for a 5-man smoke.
I like that they spread half and half, though. They had other heroes continue running to see if they can get more grabs. So it wasn't like they were all in just on that one support. They get a ward down. Doom should definitely use Dragon Scale over Ironwood. I'm sure that's worse.
7 all attributes, 5 armor.
He accidentally had his Devour on. He lost his Warstone.
He got a tornado? Oh, no.
Yeah, whoops. I mean, 3 more armor to the team isn't the worst, but, you know, 2 seconds stun, probably better.
Yeah, I think they really need that blink stun on him. One of the better fights they took was when he blinked Doom and got the stun off, and it looked pretty decent. I mean, it still got turned on, but that's just ideally the combo you want to start with. Make sure the Bloodseeker doesn't get that BKB off.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, Bloodseeker has an Abyssal now, so now you've got that Overwhelm ability. Just lets him blink on someone, essentially.
Good farm speed for him. Goes the Lifesteal talent. Wonder if it'd be worth going... Nah, he's just going to go right-click stuff. Rupture talents are probably not needed here. Even though it does combo really well with Glimpse, obviously, but... They can make do with what they have, I think. Sand King's still pushing out bottom. Radiant team a little bit scared to leave their base. Their ward vision is semi-helpful, but not so deep. I don't necessarily like both of these wards being on the cliffs most close to the base. I wish the Dire bot one, or the Radiant jungle bot one would be a little bit deeper in their jungle. Because now they're just not going to feel very comfortable to leave unless they're smoking. And they have smokes, but this is part of the problem for their lack of map control.
I'm trying to figure out here. So do both teams have the exact same tier 3 neutral items? Or is this just glitching out on me?
I think that often doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, no. Nope, they don't. Oh, they're actually going to start the fight here. They see Bloodseeker. This would be a huge kill for them. 90 seconds. He has no buyback. He bought out the Abyssal Blade.
Okay.
If they know that he has no buyback, they could force something right now. They do have to push out the mid lane, though.
A little surprised they were able to chain stun him. I was worried that he was just going to pop BKB and run, but he reacted a little bit slow there. And they got him with
70 seconds. I mean, they could try to make something happen. There's still tier 2s on the map. They could at least gain a little bit of map control, push out the waves, get better wards like you were talking about.
That's true. Doom should definitely push out the lane, not jungle like he is. He's like messing around with neutral items, but like there's a creep wave right next to him he could be pushing. He could have killed like 1 or 2 waves.
Yeah, 2 waves right there.
And then came top, and instead this wave is going to be right next to their tower. Sand King's going to come down here, pressure it a little bit.
They do see Disruptor, though. He's got a Glimmer Cape. They're going to pull him back. It doesn't even look like he'll be able to Glimmer in time, so that's another pick off for them. Dominating streak now for the Drow Ranger. This Drow really does hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's doing good. Lone Druid with Abyssal sounds very scary. It's like you're just standing there and all of a sudden this giant bear is on top of you. It's like an anime moment, dude.
I didn't even think of that. So he is going for the... Yeah, that's pretty scary. It's like an Omaewa Mo Shinderu moment.
Yeah, whatever. That's what I meant. Sand King pressuring the tower, of course, because the wave didn't get pushed. They're playing really scared here. Now going back, trying to catch a bear, but it's gone already.
And both lanes were getting split, too. That was the smart play. They had the bear top, and then they had the Sand King bottom, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And now everything shoves, so 40 minutes are up. And I mean, if the Dire want to, they could just get all 4 of these bounty runes right now.
Yeah, possibly. They are willing to TP top. Lion's got his Ags finished now, so low cooldown on his ultis. Still only 6 stacks. It's gone a little slow since then, but...
Minotaur Horn. Who do you hand that off to?
I find it good on like utility heroes that usually don't buy BKB is kind of my viewpoint of it. Like it would be pretty good on like you hypothetically, not that they should, but it would be good on like Lone Druid or the supports or Sand King even, because
like
it's
the
like
Lone Druid hero himself.
Yeah, the hero himself. It's like a great way to like remove dispels and that kind of a thing.
Yeah, and it gives you, what is it, like 1 point something invulnerability? 1.75.
Oh yeah, it's a short BKB. It's a great dispel basically.
They actually put it on himself.
It's not terrible for it to be on Bloodseeker either. I think the raw HP aspect of it is really good there, because Bloodseeker has a damage advantage. If he just stays alive in fights, he's going to be in a good place. But there's a lot of chain stuns, so I don't know if it's going to be able to survive. Oh, Prince's Knife is pretty solid.
Who got the Prince's Knife?
Kunk is holding it. I assume they're going to give it to Drow.
Yeah, it looks like they're moving it over right now. That is the Hex, right? And that's a long range.
And the projectile distance.
Although the Radiant, they're dire. They're making a move here. This is a smoke play. Lion, he blinks in, but the Force Staff from Drow. Force Staffing the wrong way. They do have the Frost Shield, but they've already actually used it on a creep. The Finger. Drow's still alive, but she has the Rupture. Needs to turn around and fight the Doom. It comes out on the Sand King, so Sand King's not going to be able to cast anything. This is a nice torrent combo here from the Kunkka with the boat on top of it. They're actually able to bring down Sand King. They do lose the Drow Ranger, but they've killed the Disruptor as well. They kill the Bear, and now Lion trying to run out of here does have the Blink blinking way far away with that cast range off the Keen Optic.
Lion did his job, but he did it very sloppy, basically. He went for the Blink Impale instead of the Blink Hex. Oh, Abyssal is so scary. Oh, that was the Minotaur Horn he used there to protect himself. That was a good usage. Pop the damn thing just for 2 seconds so you don't get interrupted. Easy kill. Yeah. Drow does end up dying, but it was kind of a crazy team fight. The Kunkka Axe definitely paying off there. Looked very effective. I guess buying Ags... The Ags itself makes him a lot more raw, so gives him a lot more raw survivability. That makes me happier. Because I just felt like 2,000 HP with like BKB and all that armor felt kind of weak.
How many torrents come out of that?
I don't know, it's got to be like at least 10 or something.
Oh, blink forward from the Doom, trying to steal the Aegis, but Sick Boy's going to be able to grab it. They have a buyback on the Disruptor, and Doom just getting deleted.
Dude, he had Frost Shield on him, and he still died so fast.
Oh, by the way, I think we just found out if these Ocean Hearts stack. Look at the Lone Druid. He had 2 of the buffs on him from the Ocean Hearts.
Did he? They do stack.
Yeah, it showed it. Well, I don't know if they actually stack, but yeah, I believe so, yeah, because they had 2 of the buff icons.
Another data point for people to complain about neutral items, dude. Winning games. Yeah. So unfair.
In the river, yeah, it stacks. It does stack.
2 Ocean Hearts deciding this game.
Yep.
Fucking Ice Frog. My god.
Gonna pull back the Bear. Bear gonna get caught in the torrent. They have the Ice Path on top. They might be able to kill it if they chain this properly. They have the Sinister Gaze, but Drow Ranger needs to lay into it. Or able to save the Bear.
It's a strong bear, dude. He's got a lot of armor. It's a beefy boy.
He's got a Havoc Hammer on this Lone Druid. He's got the knockback, right? Just
that one
away from him.
I feel like you put that on Sand King for sure. But
ooh, now they have the Sinister Gaze on the Bear. Bear getting 4-step forward. Long range Sinister Gaze, and the Drow Ranger needs to be able to kill it. One more proc to slow. They 4-step it forward, just barely keeping the Bear alive.
Yo, I really like Drow's attack animation with Princess Knife. I feel like that's how faster arrows should shoot.
Ooh, Bloodseeker, actually. He uses the Minotaur Horn, though, and now the Sand King from the side trying to channel the gets a nice epi with the blood right on top of it. This is a huge combo. The Finger bringing 2 of them down, and the buyback immediately. Doom still holding on to his. They're going to be able to buy back on Doom as well. Mr. Clean, he's getting low. He does go down on the Sand King, has his buyback available. Not going to have to use it. The BKB TP out from the Bloodseeker, and that was a very clean initiation there.
That was really good Burrow Strike. The Finger follow-up was great, too. He's got bonus 320 damage on the Ags now, so... talking like a 1300 damage Finger of Death. Very, very solid stuff. Ghost Ship Fleet is picked up now. Kunkka's Torrent Storm is good, but...
this is where the frames start falling here.
Do they? Not for me.
For me, they do. I don't have that monster computer.
That's true. My 1080p 60 FPS stream. That's why I can still play Steelbreaker, dude. I don't know. My FPS doesn't go down.
Yeah, I just turn everything down right now. If I turn my graphics up during Torrent Storm and Ghost Ship Fleet, everything just stops making sense. There's a Princess Knife now on the Bloodseeker, by the way.
Okay, not as good on their team for sure.
Who do you even give that to?
Definitely Lion. Well, I'm going to see what his projectile speed is like with it. It's probably moderately quick. Which is kind of cool. I don't know.
Maybe give it to like the Lone Druid Hero to have another... I mean, do you really need this?
That's not a bad idea. I kind of like that
at this point.
Yes, you do need 2 Ocean Hearts.
You need the 2 Ocean Hearts.
Does he need to have a camera? I guess that's raw HP,
I don't know.
but
it's a tier 4 item. I mean, it's pretty useless.
It does. It's a nuke. It's a pushing it tool. Is what you should look at Havoc Hammer for. Like he could even maybe you shouldn't put it on the Bear, but if he goes to split push the side lane, it does. It's a 10-second cooldown nuke. You know. That's not bad. Put it on Sand King. It's also almost 300 damage nuke every 10 seconds in an AoE. That's huge for pushing. Not that Sand King really needs it, but there's definitely some heroes where Havoc Hammer can be really good. Strength heroes typically. Looks like Lion picking up the Prince's Knife. It's not a bad idea. It gives him another initiate or another hex effectively. I just don't know if he's gonna be able to do it at the right time. But
yeah, Drow Ranger playing with Fire Hero does have the Butterfly completed, and also she picked up a Flicker.
Give it to Doom.
Who would get the flicker? Doom?
Doom's
to get like an oh shit button.
Yeah, when I watched the We Play Grand Finals last night, the place where it looked really effective was on somebody like Earthshaker. You jump in aggressively, and you do a bunch of aggressive things, and then it's like, okay, then people turn and go on you. So that's what Doom's going to do. He's going to jump in, Doom a guy, and then he needs to fucking get out of there. So having Flicker be ready would be most useful on him, in my opinion. If he gets rooted by the bear...
It can't get broken by anything, right? You just press it and it just dispels and blinks you somewhere.
As long as you're not stunned.
Yeah. Now the bear getting controlled. Still a tanky boy, even with that Mask of Madness. They Ice Path, keeping his retreat. They do force staff him forward. Again, barely surviving, but they were hitting melee racks and didn't really do all that much damage to them.
They probably got armored, right? It's probably
I believe so, yeah. No. Oh, you mean the Lich Armor, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd honestly rather put the Dragon Scale on the Lich, I think, and then put the Flicker on the Doom. I think that might be better. Or just drop the Wand, either way. One of those
Doom
two
is still
things.
Sitting on an Ironwood tree.
He just swapped it back in. Maybe he wants the mana.
For the Dragon Scale?
His mana's a little bit low. That could be why. They're standing around.
Did that ward, could that have caught the edge of the smoke, the little poof that comes out?
I don't
This is a pretty
think so.
aggressive smoke. The creeps are going to be walking into the base. Their creeps are spawning in a second, so it seems like a pretty obvious one.
It seems like they really don't like leaving the base unless they're smoked, is one of their weaknesses as a team, I think.
They might be able to catch the Disruptor, but he's got himself a 4-staff, so smoke's already broken. The pings come out.
They need to ward.
Here, but they might still catch the Lion. They have the Sinister Gaze, Ice Path follow-up, the Stomp as well, just chain stunning Lion to death. They see a DD rune in the river, though. Might be able to pick this up on the bear. That'd be nice.
He went the mana drain.
DD bear.
He went the mana drain talent too at 20. A little surprised. It does work very well with Finger of Death, because then you can like push side lanes with Finger of Death and actually retain your mana a lot faster, or regain it a lot faster. But and maybe that's worth it this game, but
unsure. Worth mentioning, I just noticed that Doom has a BKB at 10 seconds.
Yeah, he hasn't really done... There hasn't been that too many fights since he picked that up.
Lone Druid, he's got a cheese right now. Just looking through these items real quick. Couple key items. There's a Satanic on Bloodseeker now. So now he's got that Unholy Rage on top of his Lifesteal talent. He went for the 18 max Thirst MS at 25.
So he get Lifesteals half of the damage that he deals. It's pretty good.
Basically. Pretty good. That's without triggering it either, so that's pretty insane, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely is. Sand King trying to finish X. No neutral items for him. Give him the damn Havoc Hammer. Come on, guys.
It's just sitting there passively.
Yeah.
I wonder if this item will actually be used at all in the game.
Probably not.
Just another unused tier 4 item. They are 20k ahead. I'm curious what the win probability is. It's actually kind of trending up towards the Radiant, but
which
very
hotkey is that one? I don't want to press my pause key.
F5, 6, F7 for me.
Not me. That's XP earned. Oh, I thought you paused the game. I got really scared.
No. Mine is F7 for my win probability.
Oh, right, it's F8. F8 for me.
F8 for you.
14% chance.
Yeah, 14% chance, but it's trending upward. That's all that matters, right?
Is it?
Upward trends, man.
Just need to
as
push
long as it's not
lanes.
1.
Okay, they put Craigie Coat on Doom. I like that. They gave Kunkka the Orb of Destruction, which isn't technically valuable that much. Unless you like hit the guy with Orb of Destruction and then you cleave on a creep next to it is the best thing to do. Feels a little bit bad not to leave it on Drow, but she probably doesn't need it in reality. What she does need to do is buy a fucking TP.
No TPs here.
That's messed up.
40% cooldown reduction, Satanic BKB, Hurricane. I mean, all these active items are so good on Drow once you've got that CDR.
I've been looking at the other one, though. It is actually a pretty big damage increase. Because if you think about
it... Is it really better than having almost 50%?
Probably not. Probably not, but the damage output is probably a lot. Because you have only a 60% chance not to proc marksmanship. So a plus 15 marksmanship chance is like is effectively a 25% increase to proc, an extra increase to proc marksmanship. It's maybe a convoluted way to look at it, but it puts your proc chance up to 55.
I I don't know. I've lost games to late game Drow where it always just seems like their BKB's off cooldown.
Yeah, for sure.
They always have Satanic and Mantas up, and it's just like, oh wow, yeah, I forgot that she has very low cooldowns at level 25.
I agree. I'm sure the cooldown is better, definitely, especially because she has Manta as well. I think the Hurricane Pike one is like, you don't always use it that often, but it is nice for it to be only 13 seconds, and you don't feel as bad using it like a Force Staff, because then it'll be back up when you need to use it.
I'm looking at hero levels just real quick to see if we have anyone close to 30. The closest we have is Bloodseeker at 27, so still quite a ways away. And he's going for a Lincoln Sphere. I don't know how I feel about that.
Doesn't want to get doomed. I'd swap Minotaur Horn out for it for sure. I think that's a decent alternative. Although what I'd really like him to do maybe is get rid of his phase boots, make BOTs instead. Although losing phase would mean that he takes a lot more damage from Drow when she procs. 4 less armor there. Maybe not a lot more damage, but definitely more.
So after this next item, you think so you would swap out the Minotaur for a Lincoln's, then maybe travels later in the game, but
yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Then what do you do? Consume something?
Win the game at that point? Yikes! I don't know.
Hopefully,
fucking get it over with, dude.
By that point, yeah.
25k gold advantage. 89% chance to win this game. I mean, look, they're leaving their base. Why is it? Because they're
the crow just gave it away. I think did Sand King ping that out already?
No, that's a radiant ping.
No, that's Kunkka pinging there.
Well, he pinged. Disruptor wants to smoke into it, I think.
They are making a move here. Bloodseeker still has the DD up. It is gone now. Yeah, they are gonna completely dodge this. And it's a little bit obvious, like you were saying, they're only leaving the base with smokes.
Yep. Gem would be really good at this point.
Just smoking.
So when they actually smoke out like this, it'd be a good time to grab wards. All the wards are in slightly weird places, so securing them has been a little bit hard. Illusion Escape, is it busted this game? Oh, it's really good. They got Drow. That's a really good drop. I think that's one of my favorite tier 4 items right now. In the right circumstances.
The illusions.
Yeah, it's really good on Kunkka too. Actually, he's got radiance.
Whoa! What is Drow doing? Drow just standing still. They're gonna have to follow up. She silenced up. Nice stun here. They have the finger. They bring down Lich. Lich has no buyback. Drow Ranger getting dangerously low. Gonna pop the BKB. Force staff herself forward. And Doom. He's used the Doom, but he's used it on the Bloodseeker, and he is completely alone. So it looks like Bloodseeker will more than likely be fine as the Doom wears off, and now he's gonna get ran down using the Abyssal Blade. Overwhelmed. They have the follow-up stun as well. They bring the Doom down, and now there is no Doom. That's 2 heroes dead. They both have buyback for the Radiant. First one already used. The Bear just absolutely demolishing these structures down here, even through the shield. Doesn't seem to care very much. They pull him back. They have the Gust keeping Sand King under control. He does have the Lotus Orb to get rid of this whenever he does want to. That was a bit of a weird play.
Yeah, they were clearly looking at something else. They weren't quite ready.
Yeah, Drow wasn't even paying attention. Just got jumped on, stunned, and hexed.
It's one of those circumstances where like the game gets slow for so long that it's easy to like be like, oh, they're never coming, you know? Like we can sit around and chat about things, and then they finally go on you. But I do think the cape should go on Drow probably over the Kunkka.
The Illusionist cape.
I mean, the Radiance illusion is fine, but it's not like incredible. And like the Drow illusion will do damage, like straight up will do damage. But with that said,
outgoing damage of all units and illusions created by 0 by 10%.
And he's got a Manta, right? So they're doing 28% normal. Yeah. Those would deal 38 each, and then another illusion is another 50. It's effectively a 70% damage output increase, which is quite a lot.
Pressure orb.
And you can use it to side push lanes too, and bait, other stuff. But he wants the Radiance burn, I guess.
Who's getting the refresher orb? Are they moving over to Lion? Lone Druid currently has it in his backpack.
Sand King, double epicenter. Channel epicenter, refresh, channel second epicenter, jump in. That's like 14 pulses.
Does it work that way? Does it stack?
I don't know. Probably.
Well, we can find out. Just
but
like
you'd lose
the Ocean's Heart.
You'd lose at least like 6 pulses while you're channeling your second.
Yeah. Did he go for the extra pulses? He didn't. Went for the 10 armor.
What's the other Ocean Heart? That's what I want to know.
Maybe in the base?
No, I don't think so.
Greater Brooch, Keen Optic. Ocean Heart. Yep, it's in the base.
Damn.
Just chilling.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I missed it. A damn shame. And remember when all the neutral items came out and everybody was so fucking protective of their tier 1 items that they weren't using anymore? They put him like deep in the base, and now people just like leave him anywhere. They're like,
There's just
nobody
an
wants.
ironwood tree just sitting here.
Nobody wants
Of
this.
course. Look at this bear. This is actually crazy. They have the rupture on Seb. Seb just going to be able to walk it off, but it doesn't matter as the structures are just taking a massive amount of damage. A couple more swipes from the bear will do it, but they have the sinister gaze trying to bring it down with the bear. The bear does not care. Lion jumping in, pump faking the finger. There's a silence that comes out on the Bloodseeker. The Bloodseeker still holding on to his BKB, and that's already the BKB down for the Drow Ranger. Does have a shorter BKB cooldown, however. Mr. Clean trying to kite in here. They do have the Doom. They're going to be able to bring down the Sand King and a couple more right clicks, but it's taking him quite some time. Seb trying to land a boat on anyone, but the Torrent Storm's not actually going to hit anyone. Neither is the Ghost Ship fleet.
Huh. So they actually lose 2 heroes. Is that buybacks too?
Believe... No, I don't think anyone bought back on the Radiant.
Huh.
I mean, that was
Surprising.
a pretty big fight, but structural damage was huge.
When the bear started hitting the racks, I was like, why haven't they just been doing this for 20 minutes already?
Yeah.
It was weird that it took so long to get to that point, but yeah.
I mean,
Minotaur.
they've had the build on it forever, the Deso and Orb of Destruction and everything.
Yeah. Maybe it just didn't feel ready. They wanted to wait until they had Aegis. They don't want to lose. You know, there's a lot on the line here, you know? It's Glory.
Glory.
That's about it.
RD2L. Yeah, that's pretty much it. No prize pool, nothing. Just,
But they want
just
it.
the glory.
They want the glory.
I mean, after so many weeks playing, yeah, it's
Oh,
the
sick.
adrenaline definitely pumps in these games in the
Oh,
later
yeah.
playoff seasons.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about playing any competitive mode. Even if it's like Battle Cup, or it just feels different, you know? It's more exciting.
Yeah. The further you get, the more that's on. It just feels, you know, this psychological aspect of it. Just getting so far and falling short must just absolutely hurt. And now they do force a BKB here from the Bloodseeker. Double buybacks from the Dire, but Sev, he's getting low. Still has the Rupture. Pops off this Tyrant, the Torrent Storm, as well as the Ghost Ship. Does land on the Bear. This is a really nice Lich Ult bouncing around. Bloodseeker losing his first life. Now the Bear still going ham. Mr. Clean jumping in, getting the 1 stun. But this Doom is very hard to bring down. Still has the War Stomp. He's holding onto the Radiant. Actually taking a half-decent fight here. Still, Sev is pretty low on this Kunkka. It looks like they're going to try and haul ass out of here. Look at this Bloodseeker just hunting. How much move speed does this man have? 886 move speed, 900 move speed. JD going to use a stomp, going to try to get out, but they have the glimpse back. It didn't matter anyways, and Doom has no buyback. 3 minutes and 25
they caught
seconds.
Drow.
Are they going to get more? They do see Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger does have her buyback available. Going to force staff down, but no, she actually doesn't manage to get it.
She found a
And
spot.
Thunder with the overwhelm. Oh, that is so unfortunate.
I didn't know the spot existed, but
I didn't until just now. What in the world is that?
You're a trusty maid.
It's like a mid-ground cliff. What the hell
Yep.
is that?
I'm gonna put wards there. I'm legitimately
Hell,
gonna
I've
put a
never
ward
seen
there.
that.
Yeah, me neither. Thank you, Drow, for
Probably-
teaching
Yeah,
everyone.
probably the most unfortunate time to discover that spot, but thanks.
Yes, I mean he was probably dead anyways, but
Yeah.
definitely helped secure it. All right, send the illusion in. It is time.
Bear, go Bear. And there goes the Bear. The Bear does
Pops
have
the horn.
BKB available. Sick Boy just jumping around, trying to hold things down. Did just rupture an illusion, though, but the Bear is getting low. They are keeping this Rax alive for a little bit longer. I think Lone Druid does have the Refresher Orb just to resummon a Bear again. And actually, Sand King's not going to be able to blink in with the Epicenter. This is a little bit dangerous. Mr. Clean, I don't think he has buyback if he goes down. No, he's on cooldown for quite some time. Going to go for the TP. Is he going to be able to make it out? This would be huge if they catch him, and they don't. Oh, that would have been 2 heroes without buyback. The Sand King death would have been massive.
No barracks lost either. The Bear just felt
Nope.
really ineffective there. He,
Yeah.
I think he swapped out Mask of Madness for the Minotaur Horn is what happened. So he went magic immune, but he just didn't do any damage. Didn't attack fast enough, something like that. Also, they're not doing a very good job of like, I'm going to attack the melee barracks. They frost armor it and then saying, okay, I'm going to kill the range barracks now. They just commit every single time. They're like, well, I'm standing here. I have to kill this one clearly. So I've seen that mistake as well. But that teamfight felt a lot more effective. The Torrent Storm, whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah,
Torrent
Storm actually canceled the Blink Epi.
Okay, that's really effective for sure. And I guess when you refresh it, you're like everything gets hit. So maybe he had some like time move window in the mid game where pre-Ags he was a little bit weaker, but now that he has the refresher and the Ags, the teamfight disruption is incredible.
Yeah, this is what I saw last time out of him was the Shivas and a refresher, and there's just so much going on the screen. Torrent Storms landing all around you. It's actually kind of crazy to fight into. Let's see what the hero level. So Bloodseeker is getting very close to 30. He's 29, but takes a huge amount of XP to actually get to 30. And everyone else is pretty much 27 behind him. Does Bloodseeker have a good 30? I like the Blood Right cooldown. That's nice.
Oh, both of them are actually quite good, I would argue. Blood Right and Blood Right damage. Rupture cast range is a really good one. 6 armor is not bad at all either. I don't think he'll be too unhappy about getting... You know, a lot of times when I think about 30, I get excited. I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get all these extra talents. And then I look and I'm like, I'm gonna get 20 movement speed, like 6 stats, a slightly better ability. And I'm like, most of the time I'm just... It's underwhelming. But I think Bloodseeker's ones are moderately effective, I would say. They look decent. Ooh, the Disruptor did not get the GPM talent.
What did he go for?
Thunderstrike hits.
Thunderstrike hits.
I don't think that's the right move here, because the game has been slow.
Yeah, the passive gold would have just cemented, you know, his item. Maybe his Aghanims would have come a little bit faster. I mean, I'm sure he'll get it regardless. He's only about 850 gold away, but...
Probably, yeah. I think the Dire team's playing a little bit too scared. We can see all the heroes on the map, and they're all... Are they disconnected? Am I lagging? What's happening?
You might be lagging. I'm still in the game.
Everybody in the Dire team stopped moving for 20 seconds. They were literally watching the bear. I'm quite sure. That's why I thought it was lagging. It was like 3 heroes in the enemy jungle. Yes, 3 heroes right here. They all stopped moving. They just stood there. And I was like, I can see 4 heroes in the enemy base. Surely you guys should be hitting creeps somewhere. They were definitely watching the bear.
They're kind of just like pausing their movements around. They're just like, all right, what do we do now?
They're trying to do...
They just wait for next Roche?
They're watching the bear cheese. That's what's happening. They have eggs, so I guess Lone Druid now will waste his items even further by standing in the base and never leaving it. He doesn't need to do this. He could be hitting neutral creeps, but you know. All right, we're gonna hit a really slow and long game that doesn't need to be this slow, but I mean it could be worse. The players are not terrible, but it's gonna be one of those slow games that doesn't need to be this long.
To be entirely fair, though, this has gone on longer than basically every RD2L Grand Finals you've casted in this game.
That's true. Usually it's over by this point. Full best of 3.
The entire thing is.
Oh, is this a BO5?
It's a BO3. No, it's a BO3.
Okay, I was gonna say I see all these pips.
They do historically have the option of choosing between BO5 and BO3, and nobody has ever taken BO5, if I remember correctly.
I think they're like guys, this is fucking RD2L. We don't need to like have ultra competitive integrity over the best possible outcome, right?
It's just isn't. I feel like a BO5 isn't even fun, honestly. Like unless it's a
Probably
pro
not.
tournament where like everything's on the line, like money, glory, respect. It's like, you know, it's a little different. Even then, best of 5 is exhausting even to watch.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine playing that. Oh no.
This what do you think about this 25 talent choice? The AoE Hex versus the Earth Spike range.
Okay, so the one thing I learned, I think it's the Hex doesn't trigger Lincolns.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It will just fucking hex you.
Yep.
And that's crazy. So I'm partial to that, because if they ever get like a Lincolns or something, it doesn't matter. You just jump in and hex everything.
Well, they don't have a Lincolns. I think the Earth Spike range talent is better, personally.
Really?
The reason being that when you're jumping in, you're putting yourself in vulnerability. But if your Earth Spike range is 1,000 range, you can like follow up on any stuns. It basically turns into an ice path. You're like, somebody gets stunned and you're sitting at the back of the fight, you just Earth Spike the ground and you hit them. And you don't have to use Blink or Force Staff to do it. And it's not like the cooldown is that long on Earth Spike anyway. So like your ability to basically impact what you're supposed to do as line, which is disable, without having to put your squishy ass self in out of position, is like unlocked by having Earth Spike, in my opinion.
Well, he does have an A on this, so he's kind of got a little bit of an oh shit, you know, save.
Yes, but you don't have to spend that if you have the Earth Spike range.
That's true.
And that is...
No, it's an Ags.
What they give the Ags to?
Ags to... Same thing is currently holding it. Who do you give it to, though?
His is not worth getting, I don't think. I would give it to Bloodseeker for sure. 2 Ruptures?
Well, 2 Ruptures wouldn't be bad. Lion's already got his own consumed Aghanims. Aghanims Blessing. Disruptor's got an Ags, I'm guessing, coming on the Crow.
I really wish Lone Druid would do something with his fucking primary hero. This is a damn shame.
Standing there.
It's a damn shame. Dude's been microing all game and now he just can't do it anymore. Can't fucking shift A click through the safe lane jungle with all these fucking items. He can press Havoc Hammer every 10 seconds and kill neutral camps. He hasn't pressed the damn thing once. All right, he's watching the stream. He's clearly
he could just shift Q his hero and just put it all on the jungle.
Clearly watching the stream.
It's like, oh shit, I gotta move. We can call this the Arc Warden when the Tempest double could still get Rapier strat.
Exactly.
Still sitting Fountain now. Okay, there we go. Popping the Minotaur horn. Gonna get pulled back. Ranger Axe basically dead. Still has his BKB available, but the bear gonna get controlled. First bear brought down. All right, he's got to resummon and send that bear all the way down while he hits neutrals.
He's doing it though. Hit those neutrals. Use your fucking havoc hammer, please, God.
It's still unused. It's still unused the entire game.
I think this is an item.
They had this
since like 35 minutes or something. I think this is one of the least used items, like least effectively used neutral items in the game. Like, it was pretty garbage when it first came out, but it's definitely better now. Like, it's legitimately an AoE nuke.
Are they just trying to get tier 4 items at this point? Like,
I mean, they might as well. I'm happy that they hit the range barracks instead of sitting around for 5 minutes. Not that I think tier 4 items are going to make a big difference. I mean, I'm slightly excited because I almost never see these like long games.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see this. What is the one that people keep telling me is ridiculous? Is
Apex.
Like the Woodland Striders is like kind of funny because don't you like plant trees or some shit when
you do.
Run around?
70 HP regen, and then you can create trees behind you. Free path in 3. Oh, there's a fight.
Oh, where is it? Oh, it's over by the shrine. They've lost their Lich.
Oh,
they
Lincoln's.
Have Doom on the Bloodseeker, but yeah, the Lincoln's is actually going to block us now. Bloodseeker trying to run down Drow Ranger. Sick Boy, his BKB is going to run out the Gust. It actually misses. This Torrent Storm just absolutely killing my frames. It might actually kill the Disruptor too, though. They have detection? They're going to be another one of those Ghost Ship fleets. Lion jumping in, gets the finger. Doesn't matter. Sick Boy, he has a double kill buyback from the Doom. Lion, he's going to proc his A on disc, and now Mr. Clean jumping in, getting a nice 2-man stun. They let the Lich Ult fly. The Refresher comes out from Sev. Max, he's going to go down on the Lion. Now they turn around on the Sand King. Sand King getting low. Going to get hit by another Torrent. Yeah, he's getting absolutely stun locked forever. He's going to be able to survive this. No, he had the Aegis. Doom off of his buyback. He goes down, and Bloodseeker just running down the Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger needs to be careful. They have another Rupture. He goes down. He has buyback available, but now they turn on the Kunkka. Kunkka getting absolutely demolished by the Bloodseeker, and now the Bear finally taking care of these tier 4 towers. They drop the Macropyre. The Hex comes out on the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker getting pulled back into a boat. And are they finally going to be able to bring down this Kunkka, or this Bloodseeker? Sick Boy, he's life stealing so much. They need to focus down these structures. Sick Boy getting kited. This is Drow's buyback, has the BKB. Sick Boy gonna have his BKB, but nope, doesn't matter. Throne falls, and 66 minutes later.
Man, just as we get excited about tier 5 items, they're like, all right, we'll take a fight. Radiant team takes the fight. I mean, I missed most of the team fight. I was watching the Drow fight the Bloodseeker for a long time on the side of the engagement, but they couldn't really kill him. He was like too fast, I think is what it was. So the Drow couldn't like get separation. So,
and he was just running away the entire time too.
Yep, and Doom didn't break Lincoln, so that hurt things a lot.
Did they have anything to reliably break Lincolns? I don't even know if they knew because the fights were so spread out. They might have just.
They definitely should have. I mean, it's a 66-minute game, right? Like you're playing Doom. They're gonna buy Lincolns eventually. So either having a Force Staff or just a neutral creep, steal like a Purge creep or something like that would be a decent option. Or I think having a Shadow Blade on Doom could have been really nice too. Gives you better ability to spot them before they spot you and get the Doom off, or break Lincolns and then break Doom or pop Doom. So. That's going to be the end of the game.
That is game 1.
More coming though. So why don't you guys stick around and we'll be back in a second for game number 2.